What is going on, guys? It is Carly here bringing you another weekly dose of horror, and today we are moving on to another franchise, and that is the Conjuring universe movies. Of course, The Conjuring being the first one here. Forget what year this came out. It was definitely, the early 2010s. It might have been actually 2010, 2012, somewhere around there. But yeah, The Conjuring. This movie is basically about this family consisting of a mom, a dad, and their 5 daughters. They move into this new big house, and it seems like a pretty nice house, but they soon discover that there's something weird going on, especially at nighttime. The girls are kind of experiencing like terrifying stuff happening to them while they sleep, and stuff starts falling off the walls, and people start seeing things, and things just kind of go a little bit crazy. So they enlist the help of Ed and Lorraine Warren, who are very famous, well-known paranormal investigators, and they essentially come to the house and break it to them that there is a very evil, dark force inside their home, and they can't just move away. They have to pretty much fight it head on and, get an exorcist and everything like that. So, that is how the story goes. The Conjuring. I haven't seen this one in quite a while. I don't think I've really not seen this movie too many times to begin with. I saw it when it first came out in the theater and really dug it for the most part, and bought this DVD, back in high school to just kind of pop on whenever I would have friends over, because The Conjuring and Insidious films, that's kind of what I grew up with in high school. Those were the movies obviously coming out, and they were the big scary movies of the time, so they're just fun ones to kind of throw on when friends would be over. But yeah, it's been a few years, probably since high school, that I actually sat down and rewatched this, and I have to say, this movie really is just fantastic. One of the best of the, 2010 decade. I just think that it's super creepy, super effective. There's a lot of moments where you just get chills, goosebumps throughout the whole thing, especially anything that says, like, oh, this is based off of true events. Whether or not I really believe too much in paranormal activity, which I do kind of, I'm still like iffy on that. I don't know if I believe in stuff like that fully, because I've never had my own experiences, but anytime I hear like, oh, this is kind of inspired by true events, I think it's super creepy and adds to the effects, and this movie is just really well done in that aspect. Farrah Farmiga and Patrick Wilson are great as portraying Ed and Lorraine Warren. They just have a great chemistry and dynamic to each other that I enjoy, in all the movies that you get in this franchise. The family is likable as well. You really kind of care about the daughters in particular. You can see that they're terrified, and it's just a very, very scary thing to live in a house with all these kids and having a essentially demonic presence kind of following them around and not really knowing what to do. A very helpless type of ordeal that is effective. There's a lot of creepy moments in it. There's actually a part that did make me jump. I forgot about it, and I thought it was really good. I wouldn't say this movie is super reliant on jump scares as much as just creepy moments and atmosphere. There are jump scares, but they're not the super obnoxious kind that a lot of people nowadays kind of complain about. So I appreciate it for that as well. The only thing I really don't like about the movie, and my opinion really hasn't changed, is the whole sort of exorcist dynamic that you get going on at the end. I think it gets a little bit over the top and not scary anymore. Anytime I see an exorcist go down, it's just not that effective like it was in the original Exorcist, where that is scary. I feel like just it always comes off as super fake and over the top, like I said, and it's at that point that I kind of get a little bit checked out. But yeah, so the ending of the film, the final act, I guess you could say, I'm not a huge fan of, but at the same time, I don't think it's horribly done. I just think it's not effective for me or scary like the rest of the film is, if that makes any sense. So, besides that though, I think it's really good, really creepy, and it still holds up pretty well. I think I like this one probably better than The Conjuring 2. I know a lot of people like that one more, but this is the one that I feel I get a little bit more into. But I'll be watching The Conjuring 2 soon, so we'll see if my opinion changes. But for now, I give The Conjuring a solid 9 out of 10. Definitely recommend if you've never seen it, and like I said, it holds up if you have seen it, so go ahead and rewatch that bad boy. 9 out of 10, The Conjuring. Thank you guys once again for joining me for this weekly dose of horror, and as always, I will hopefully see you next week.